Hey, everybody. Welcome to This Week with the Roses. I am Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and this is your Sunday, September 12th edition of This Week with the Roses.
Yep.
Attempt number...
this is technically 4. Like 4 or 5, somewhere in there. We did one full recording that was awesome, but there was no sound. So that's kind of a bane that's bit us a couple times already. And then today we tried to do something different, do it in the car, and turns out if you record on your iPhone, then you get a phone call. It kind of messes things up. So
it's okay. So We're back in front of our alcohol and Color Street nails and
wedding pictures,
boxes of Color Street nails and wine we don't ever drink.
Yeah.
Wedding pictures over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're married. So, yeah.
So, this past week, we originally recorded this yesterday, so we definitely don't want to miss mentioning September 11th, the 20th anniversary of that terrible day, and just that our hearts still go out to all the people and the first responders on that day. Kevin and I both have clear memories of where we were and what we were doing on that day, and as I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah, but for me, it was I was working at Canon as a PSR2, like one of their advanced techs or whatever, and it was a normal Tuesday, just like it was for everybody in the world. It was just a normal sunny day, and my fellow Casey Cahill came over to us to me, and he said, "Hey man, a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center." And I was like, and I just finished reading or seeing the story about how a plane crashed into the Empire State Building once. And it was like way back in the 30s or whatever. And it was and I thought, well, how does that happen? Like it was, I'm trying to know, is a tour plane a Cessna or something, right? And he goes, no, it was a commuter plane, a passenger plane. I'm like, no, that's not possible. And at the time it would have been impossible. And no one would have thought anything remotely like that was even remotely possible. And then came back a little bit later and goes, another plane hit the Trade Center. I was like, well, no, that's definitely not possible. So this is something that's on purpose. This is an attack. And where the break room had a giant TV in it, and it was full of people, smack full of people, and silent. Everybody was silent except for people that were crying and the occasional, oh my God, and just utter shock. And I remember clearly, there's two things I remember about that day very clearly. One of the managers was kind of looking around and goes, should we get these people back on the phones? And the head person at the time was a great lady. She just looks at him, or she didn't even look at him. She kept looking at the TV, and she says, no one's calling right now. And she was right. The call center phones went dead. Everything, nobody was calling in. Your printer's messed up. No one gave a shit. They just, everybody stopped what they're doing, and they were just, everybody in the country was just focused on this huge happening. And I do also remember we did get one lady who kept calling in from Manhattan of all places, and in thinking about it, it was just her way of coping. But the only thing that she could do was call Canon and talk about her printer not working. It was like the worst thing that could happen to her, because this horrible thing was happening outside and she didn't want to deal with it. That's the only thing that makes sense. The other thing I remember is this young girl, Julie, who her dad went to the World Trade Center that day. He had a meeting. So he flew to New York and had a meeting in the World Trade Center, which all she knew. Of course, she's trying to get a hold of him, can't get a hold of him, and she's losing her mind, and gets a call from her husband who's in the Navy, and sorry, honey, I got to go. We're all getting on the boat and we're leaving out the port. We got to get the boats out to sea as quickly as possible. And I'm not going to be home for God knows how long. So she's getting that news. She's got to worry about childcare and all this other stuff, and not knowing what happened to her dad. And it turns out he was at the World Trade Center, but he was in not one of the towers. So he was fine. He first plane struck, they started evacuating. So, he was never. And then well, I guess they were all in danger.
Everybody
but not
there was in danger.
Yeah.
Because when that building came down, if he was anywhere close to there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, nobody came out of that unscathed, but it was just, he wasn't in the towers, which were the worst place to be, of course. And that whole day was just, everybody was feeling the same thing. Everybody was, freaked out, afraid, angry, a lot of anger. And, how could anybody do this? Why do you take you got some sort of beef with the U.S., why take it out on people whose only sin is to go to work on a Tuesday?
Get on an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the rare moments probably definitely in our lifetime where everybody kind of shared the same experience, and then rallied in the days and the weeks after that in a way that we haven't seen since then.
Yeah.
But I was teaching fourth grade, and in a military town where usually a good quarter of your students are connected to the military in one way or another. And like you said, with the ships trying to get out of port, because no one knew really what was happening. And we live less than a mile from a master jet base. And so them, trying to figure out, do they have to scramble jets, or they're coming from Langley, or, I guess the ones here aren't equipped. They're not,
they're probably not armed.
They're not armed, right? But still, you could hear them, responding. They just didn't know what to do.
Well, I would imagine they went up to track planes even if they weren't armed.
Well, watching the special yesterday, there was a real disconnect between the FAA and NORAD.
Yeah, they weren't on the same system.
They're not on the same communication system, which proved to be a big problem that day. Mm-hmm. But, trying to teach fourth graders who clearly weren't old enough for their teacher to be the one to tell them about this. But yet then me trying to keep an eye. Thankfully, 20 years ago, we all had the big TVs on the carts that I could turn around and just push the mute button so I could kind of keep an eye on it without them seeing. But trying to go through like it was a normal day and being worried about my own family who lives there and went through it. And yeah, it was a shared experience by all Americans who lived through it.
Because because there were so many questions, I was even worried. My mom and dad were up in Boston, and they were supposed to come home that day, and they were supposed to drive through New York. So I'm worried about that. I didn't have a cell phone at the time, and they didn't either. So there was no way to get a hold of them.
Yeah.
And it turned out they decided to wait. They left after they didn't even get up until after the first plane had hit.
The advances in technology is what I'm really what really struck me watching a lot of the things yesterday. Mm-hmm. Is just how far technologically our country's come in 20 years.
Yeah.
They were talking about Air Force One, and they climbed up to 45,000 feet because the pilot was if anybody's coming after us in the air, normal air traffic doesn't fly at this altitude. We'll know they're coming up to this altitude for a reason. But then they lost all their communications. And so they were getting as they would pass over to, cities, they would get their signals from their TVs and it would come in and out. And you think about that and you're like, holy crap, that was changed really quickly because it turned out to be a huge problem. They were out of contact. And I thought George Bush, the president of the United States, didn't experience September 11th the way everybody in the country experienced it because he was so disconnected from it. Yeah. Not because he wanted to be, because they pretty much forced him to be. But
and that's the plan. If you can't get him into the secure bunker,
happy.
Then you get him in the plane because that plane is the most secure place you're going to be outside of the bunkers under the White House.
They said that we had the guy doing the story said we almost had a constitutional crisis on our hands because he was adamant that they were going back to Washington. He was not going to be seen as a president who was running from this. And they were can't do it. We just can't do it. We can't do it. And so, I mean, those stories that are interesting, but it kind of struck me that he didn't see the towers fall and he didn't see in real time the way a lot of people did. So, very interesting. And then they were landing wherever they were taking him to that underground bunker where they have all the nuclear codes.
NORAD,
no, some in Utah or Montana. I can't remember. But as they were flying over at landing, there was a news team, and they were like, "Oh, Air Force One just flew over us." And I'm like, they probably wanted to get out of that plane and kick that guy's ass for reporting that. But I mean, when there's no planes in the sky, Air Force One, I would imagine, would stick out.
Yeah, and they were. I saw at one point they interviewed the guy who started that day.
It was his first day on the job.
On the job for FAA, and he's
made
the
the
one that made the
decision.
decision to put all the planes on the ground.
Yep.
And
That was the right
under his own
decision,
authority.
too.
And it was the right decision. And I don't think anybody disputes it. But can you
I
imagine?
don't know. There were some people like, this is going to cost millions. They just
Whatever.
didn't know.
You made the right decision. Could you imagine if this is your first day on the job and it's 9/11 and you're in charge of all air traffic in the country?
What a bad way to start that job.
Jesus.
So anyway, that of course is one of the big things from this week.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like every year on September 11th, I have to watch the stories and the History Channel on that day, because I don't ever want to forget how that day made me feel, and in the days that followed, how it made me feel. I fear that you think about 20 years ago, so you've got, kids, adults who didn't live through that experience.
Yeah.
And let's hope that they never have to live through anything like that. And then on the other hand, I'm like, there are countries that live through this every day, and we should be really grateful that we don't.
Yeah.
So there's that. The other sad news of the week, my family, my dad's brother, Fran, passed away at 90 years old. He died of Parkinson's. And so that, that's been in my thoughts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was hard on my dad not being able to be there at the funeral, and but he's just those short trips, and I knew he's just not able to do that. But looking through pictures, saving them for my dad to have, and it's so weird to see family pictures that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Like pictures of my grandparents that I had never seen, and aunts and uncles when they were young, and it's always good to look at those pictures. But we want to send our love out to the family, to Uncle Fran and Aunt Joan's family. We are so sorry for your loss, and for my dad and his brothers and sister. There were a lot of them, and they're, dwindling down, I hate to say, but
it's all right.
I'm going to tell you, Kevin looked at a picture of my grandma and grandpa a few minutes ago, and he said, so the white hair, the gray hair is a real thing. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know to look at him now, but your dad had white hair, and then went to after the cancer and all that, it came back black.
It came back darker. It's just not as thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gray, I couldn't fight. That's why I decided to stop dyeing it, because.
Well, theirs are white though, because your Uncle John's got white hair, your Uncle Jerry's got white hair, Donna's got white hair.
Aunt Pat has white hair.
And Pat has white hair.
Dad had white hair. I mean, it's just coming. It's coming. My grandparents both. I mean, I'm slower, I guess, to get to it. The back of my head is still dark.
Yeah.
I'm graying from this to the back instead of just all over at the same time. Whatever. But this is my Logan side. I can't hide it.
Yeah.
So.
Meanwhile.
Yeah. So that, and school starting this week with all my little kinders coming in for my herding kinders.
Yeah.
For their first day of real school, big school. And it was great. It was good to be back in the classroom with all of them. And, I keep saying it, but it's painful almost, because you forget how far back you have to go as far as what their skill level is, and their ability to all listen at the same time and not know that they can't just talk about whatever they want whenever they want. So yeah, I did a lot of just stopping and going, okay, but we'll get there. And they were all very sweet, well behaved. So it was fun. We had a little bit of a hiccup on the first day, but it is going to happen.
That was fun.
And
you got to tell a little bit of it.
Well, in the pouring rain deluge of the afternoon.
And it was. I was gonna pick her up, and it was crazy raining. It was crazy raining when they were letting kids out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Went to put a child on a bus, and he didn't get actually on that bus. He got on a different bus. And so, needless to say, he didn't get off at his bus stop. And so that, of course, is panicking for everybody. So lots of phone calls back and forth and calls out to bus drivers. And the bus he was on brought him back. Obviously, they realized they had an extra little one. But the, 15 minutes it takes to locate the child is scary. And so we were, apologizing to the grandmother and the father. And then Kevin walked up with like a dozen roses.
All right. You keep saying it like that. But I watched the people that were involved. I picked up on the situation very quickly because she texted me. And when I pulled up on it and I saw, okay, these are obviously the parents and the kid. And I waited for them to get in their car and they start to pull away, and then I'm pulling flowers out. And I made sure that the angles were where they couldn't see it. I'm smart enough to realize
put those away.
I can read the room, but I bring her flowers.
He brings me flowers every year on the first day of school. Every year.
Yeah.
And if he can't pick me up because he's working, I will have flowers at home when I get home. Usually you pick me up on the first day.
Yeah.
Some of you'll end up taking the day off.
There are some days where you like you've driven yourself because I couldn't get off work. But what I do is I fake it like, oh, shit, I couldn't get off work. I'm sorry. And then I gotten off work. Like a couple years ago, Jill drove you. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I showed up.
I've gotten to the point where I don't like to drive myself to work anymore.
Yeah.
I like the convenience of just being dropped at the side door, and then I'm not having to worry about finding a parking spot or, Yeah. And it also keeps me from staying very long after school. There is another reason, not just the fact that I like to be chauffeured to the door, but it left to my own devices, I would find 100 million reasons not to leave on time.
Mm-hmm.
When I know I have someone picking me up, it's like, hey, I got to go. We can do this tomorrow.
There you go.
I am a big believer. Here's my thing. I will show up at the building. The school starts at 8:35. I will show up at 7, and I will work in a quiet building for an hour and a half and get more done than I would get done in an hour and a half at the end of the day. Yeah. Because I'm not tired. A million things haven't happened already that I have to take care of. I get more done in that time before school. So I'd rather be dropped off super early and then picked up on time.
I get that. That's the way it was for me with Canon. I used to show up super early, get all the stuff that I needed to do, and then by the end of the day, that 4:30 rolled around, I was out.
Yeah.
I've already been screamed at for 8 hours.
I had to learn that as a teacher. You spend, you work through your lunchtime and you stay late and get everything done. And I don't know how many years ago it was. I just decided I can't. And I've gotten myself so trained that when I walk out of the building, I generally, things that I'm like, all right, I have to remember to do this at home, I won't remember until I walk back in the building the next day. Because I really try not to do work from home if I don't have to. Sometimes I have to. Like I did work this weekend. I worked a few hours on Saturday and a couple hours today. But, the routines haven't started yet. Once I get into a routine of when I'm going to get everything done, then I generally don't have a ton to do at home. So that's just me. So anyway, there was that. So it's been a kind of a busy and eventful week. Kevin's brother gave my mom a jazzy mobility chair that belonged to his mother.
Very, very heavy.
Kevin muscled it into the back of his car all by himself. And mom has one now, so she can go to the mall and she can go to IKEA, which is on your list of things to do, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's coming.
She's already been to the mall. Kevin and Michael already took her to the mall. And
yeah, she wanted to get her ring clean. She's been wanting to do that for a while, and she doesn't want to just ask me to do it, so she wants to be involved with it.
Kevin took a video of her, and she was in her happy place at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was immediately, now I haven't been in a mall in at least 10 years. I hate shopping. I hate grocery shopping. I hate clothes shopping. I hate any kind of shopping. I hate it. I like to shop. I don't like to go shopping.
Yeah.
So he sent me a video of them in the mall. A quick, I don't know, minute. It was a minute. And I was irritated by the end of the minute because there was a family walking in front of my mom who's in the cart, and they just dead stop. And so she's got to like maneuver around them. And that is why I cannot stand the mall. People just dead stop like you're not there.
Yeah.
They bump into you, walk through you. They just don't care. And I can't stand that.
Last time I was in the mall, I was getting you a Christmas present, and place is packed. And I'm like, I just need to get out of here. So I went into juggernaut mode. And when I get into juggernaut mode, what I do is I move at a very brisk walk. And for a fat boy to get in a brisk walk, you don't get in his way. And people will just start getting out of the way. And this kiosk dude jumps in front of me and says, "Sir, would you like to hear about?" And I just straight up yelled in his face, "I'm the fucking juggernaut."
You said it like that?
Yeah. And he jumped out of the way. And I went right by.
I'm so glad I wasn't there. If I was there, you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. But
that's why.
Dude got out of my way.
Oh, man.
So.
Poor guy. Just trying to earn a living.
Yeah, well.
They are annoying, though. They do get right in your path. I can't stand it. But I would never curse in their face over it.
That's not as good as what Mike did with your mom. All right. Same sort of thing's happening. Mike's with his mom going around. I wasn't there, but I heard the story later on. It was awesome. They're driving through, and the kiosk guy, Mike's pushing mom in a wheelchair. The kiosk guy steps out and says, "Hey, man, would you like to look at this?" And mom's never going to say no to anybody who's going to show, "Ooh, nice and shiny," right? So she says, and he goes, "Oh, hold on one second." He turns to get something off the thing. Mike takes the opportunity and goes into a dead run, pushing mom along the thing. And she's screaming, "Michael, stop!" But he's in a dead run. He goes, "He stepped away. We got to get out of here now."
Yeah, Mike don't play.
He doesn't play. So. I would have paid money to be there for that.
There was a time they were at the Christmas Mouse in Williamsburg. Mm-hmm. Mom was looking for a specific village piece or something to go with her Dickens village. And Michael had her in the wheelchair, and he was pushing her, bumping into everything, because it's tightly
Circus
packed.
Mouse is very small. You can't get around there.
There's Christmas decorations everywhere. And he asked the woman, "Unless you want me to take her upstairs in this thing, you got to tell me if you have this piece, because I don't want to have to take her upstairs." Like he was threatening the lady, like, "Go up there and see if you have it." So funny. But so anyway, that was that. So our part 2 segment this week, I tried to get Kevin to play a game with me, which he flat out refused to play.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
I saw a TikTok video of a married couple, and they were asking each other questions about themselves. And then if the person got the question wrong, they would smack them in the face with a tortilla, which I thought was hilarious. They were both laughing. They clearly weren't injured. Kevin refuses to smack me in the face with a tortilla.
With anything. It's just not going to happen.
So we improvised a little bit. Because I can't complain. My husband refuses to hit me in the face with something, but not even for fun and entertainment purposes. But so we improvised it a little. So we have our 10 questions coming up in the next segment. I tried to wear the same shirt that we recorded yesterday just for continuity. He did not. So it'll be a little costume change in the middle, but it'll all be good.
Yeah.
So enjoy that, and then our TikTok video of the week at the end. So while that's coming up next.
And we're back with 10 questions.
10 questions. That's what we're calling it. We're so creative.
Yeah.
10 questions.
10 questions. So you want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
So our only direction was we each came up with our own 10 questions. Mm-hmm. And then it was basically something that we probably just should know about each other. Mm-hmm. And you are probably going to kill me in this because my memory is really not good.
And we'll see.
All right. So we have our soundboard ready, and here we go. Question number 1. Which city and state was I born in?
Connecticut. B. Bringington? Fuck. What is the name of it? It begins with a B.
It does. I'll give you a hint. Something you drive over?
Bridgeport.
Bridgeport. Yeah. I guess I'll give you some applause for that. I was in with the assist, but
yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. All right. There we go. They'll put an asterisk on. What was the first movie I saw in the theater? Talked about this on the show.
Oh, we did. Hold on. The first movie you ever saw in the movie theater. Was it Jaws? All right, what was it? Superman. Yeah,
Jaws I saw in a drive-in. That was the first and only time. Well, not the only time, but it was the first time I was in a drive-in.
Okay. That was half right.
Yeah, but the theater was Superman that happened first.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
What year did I graduate high school?
89.
Oh, my God.
Was that right? All right.
Very good.
I'll do what I can. All right now.
Nice job there, Kevin.
All right. What was my first car? I know I've probably talked about this over the years, but...
It's a Dodge?
Nope.
A Chevy?
Nope.
I don't know.
Oh, that shouldn't be for the right answer. Anyway, no, it was a 1970 Ford Maverick. I love that car, but
I know you had an Avenger.
I did have an Avenger. I had that for the longest time. Actually.
And I know you had a van.
The creepy van. The reason you should not have dated me. You never should have went on a second date with somebody who showed up in the creepy ass van.
What was it? Your first one again?
1970 Ford Maverick.
Okay.
And then after that, I got in a wreck with that. I got a 71 Ford Maverick, which wasn't as much fun, but there was some interesting stuff that happened with that. And one day we'll talk about cars. We should do a car
Kevin
episode.
has a really good long-term memory and a pretty good short-term memory, too. I don't. You're going to kill me in this. You're already up to. Okay, number 3. What is my favorite song?
Oh, Marry Me by Train.
Oh, hold on. My phone went to sleep. Hold on. The River by Garth Brooks.
Oh, God damn it. I should have remembered that. All right. Let's see. When did I leave Canon to go work for Cox?
Like what year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my Lord. 2003.
Very good. Very, very good.
See, I'm not a complete loser.
That's right.
All right. What was my boxer's name growing up?
It wouldn't have been Sam. Sam would have been later in life.
No, it was actually Sam.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Right. I'll give you. Mine keeps falling asleep, damn iPhone 12.
All right. Let's see. What was the name of the amusement park I worked in at Hatteras?
I really should know this.
I know it's one of the reasons we got married was because I told a story about this park where I got bungee. I think I talked about it on the show where I bungee jumped.
Oceanside?
No.
Ugh.
Nope. Let's go with. Let's see.
What was it?
It was Waterfall Park.
Waterfall Park.
Yeah.
I really should know these things.
Yeah, you should. Waterfall Park was great. It was all go-karts and whatnot. They had water slides, the bungee jump, of course. I loved working down there. The old lady I worked for, Miss Burgos, who the park's long gone. But it was a good time when, you're a young kid and, that time in my life, I was a different person. So.
Okay. I was just trying to do something here.
Okay.
All right. So my next question, how old was I when we got married?
Oh, shit. 38.
I'm trying to figure out the math. I think I was 36.
It would have been 2005.
No. We got married in 2007.
Right. We met in October. Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So This is the math. Like, I can't do this kind of math. Hold on. 2007. What year was I born?
71.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was 36. You said 38.
Oh, okay. All right. What is my favorite meal to cook?
Kevin's favorite meal to cook is pork chops.
I do enjoy making the pork chops, but actually I was really, and I've only done it twice, but the country fried steak was a blast to cook.
You enjoyed cooking?
I did. So that's probably not the best one for a wrong answer.
See, now my phone needs Face ID. Jesus. Okay, next question. We're not doing well.
No.
You got state. You got the year I graduated from high school. You got the boxer's name. Mm-hmm. So you've gotten 3 out of 5. That's not bad.
And you've gotten 1 out of 5.
No, I got more than 1, didn't I?
You got the year I left Cox.
So I'm at 20% and you're at 60%?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure she's already edited this and you're seeing the numbers up here. So that's fun, but yeah.
Okay. Number 6. What would I be doing if I wasn't a teacher?
Oh, wow. Can't even imagine you doing it. Probably some sort of training capacity, maybe. Or retail. I don't know.
I would either be selling wedding dresses or wedding planning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should know. Yeah.
I meant to hit boo and I kept hicking. I kept hicking the squeezed away. That just dropped your average, buddy. All right, bring it on.
All right. What group did I mistake for a girl band till you told me otherwise?
Wham!
There you go. Every year I'd hear Last Christmas. Like my entire life, the song's been out there, right? And we're in the car driving around and it comes on. And she says, "I love Wham." And I was like, "Yeah, they're cool." And George Michael had just died. She said, George Michael was a big part of my childhood, and I didn't make the connection. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And she was like, George Michael was in Wham. I was like, that's all chicks. She's like, no, Wham is all guys. I was like, are you kidding me?
I got 2.
There you go.
All right, ready for number 7? What app do I spend the most time using on my iPad?
Ooh. You would think it'd be Facebook because of all the Color Street stuff, but I would go on to say the coloring thing.
Yes.
Yeah, she got into this coloring app where it's just, I guess, paint by numbers.
It's called Happy Color.
Happy Color?
Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a picture with numbers, and then you get the little palette of colors at the bottom, and when you touch on the color, it shows you everywhere, and then you have to tap all the places.
There you go.
Yeah. Hours.
Yeah.
I run the battery out on my iPad because of Happy Color.
There you go.
Yeah. Mindless.
All right. Let's see.
It doesn't say a lot about me, does it?
Who have I seen most in concert?
Molly Hatchet?
Yes. Good job. Well, let me get
Look at this. I got the music questions right,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Shit. Hold on. I'm trying to get to it.
The goddamn phones that fall asleep after 30 seconds, right? So that's substantial. So we're on question 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many out of 7 have I gotten? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've gotten 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question number 8. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be an easy one. I just thought I was throwing you a bone on this one. What is my favorite color?
Blue. Blue.
And literally any shade of blue.
Yeah.
Dark blue, light blue, aquamarine, anything with blue in it.
It makes gift giving a little easier for me. I will admit.
Look, my phone is blue. My iPad case is blue. Everything's blue.
Yeah, your thermos there?
Look, I just got a thermos so I can take soup to work for lunch. Blue. My purse is blue. Everything's blue.
Blue.
I like it.
All right. Number 8 for me. How many weddings have I been in?
Oh my God. Have you been in?
Yeah. Stab in the dark.
Okay, well, hold on. No. You're already telling me I'm
No,
wrong?
I was just making sure my phone wouldn't go bad.
You're just making sure you had your finger over the wrong answer? 2.
3. I was at a kid I used to work with at Canon. I was in his wedding. I had to go to Georgia for that.
That's
then I was in Chuck's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then ours.
You can't count ours.
Why not? I was in it. I was there.
You
It was awesome.
cannot count our wedding as a wedding you've been in.
Yeah, of course I can count it.
No, okay. When you said how many weddings have I been in, I was thinking, how many weddings did someone ask you to be a groomsman in?
Yeah.
2.
All right, we'll leave this up to the people. I'm say we count it.
You don't count your own wedding.
I was there. I was in it.
It was your wedding.
I know.
Of course you were in it.
Of course. That's why you count it.
Oh my God. No, if someone says, oh, I've been in 5 weddings, they're not counting their own wedding.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Why would you not count your own wedding?
We're leaving this one up to you guys.
All right.
So comment on either one of our links in Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you want to comment. Do we count the wedding he's been in or not?
Yeah.
I say no.
All right. All right. You got, you're at number 9.
Oh, I'm at number 9. What's my favorite time of day?
Oh, when we go to bed.
Then don't think that. There's a specific moment.
When we turn the lights off, turn the TV off.
That first moment of complete dark and quiet is my favorite moment of the day.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, good job. You got that one right too. Don't give it the white boy tooth thing.
Is it a white boy or a fat boy?
Both.
Fat boys.
It's a fat white boy.
All right, my number 9. What is my biggest regret?
Not speaking at your dad's memorial.
Very good. Very good.
That's terrible to give applause to that, but
yeah, but you got the right answer. Yeah, it's kind of bad, but I regret that a lot, and I'm glad that I spoke up at my mom's wedding or funeral. But to this day, that was my biggest regret. I should have done something. I really, and I didn't, and I just,
That's why you have to. I'm glad you challenged yourself and pushed through at your mom's, because my great grandmother, I was very close to growing up, my mom's grandmother, and she went into a nursing home when I was young. I mean, I was maybe a young teen. I don't remember, preteen or whatever they call them now. And we went to visit her a few times, and I hated the nursing home so bad. Mm-hmm. The smell of it. The women with the baby dolls crying and like trying to talk to you as you were walking down the hall. It was like torture. And so I stopped going to see her. And that is a regret I have. Like I should have but I mean, I was a kid, but like you have to push through those uncomfortable things because you will regret them later in life. That's for sure. All right. Number 10. There are multiple answers to this one. So,
okay.
And I don't even have a clear, correct answer. So if you get anywhere in the ballpark, I'll give it to you. What is one quality about myself I would like to change?
I know you want to get healthier and lose weight. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
You want to be more confident, which you have been.
Confident didn't come into my thought process, actually.
Really? No. You want to be more comfortable in your skin, though.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that. Just losing weight and being more comfortable. Mm-hmm. That was that. And then the other thing was just being more social.
Yeah. Well, that comes from confidence. Maybe. I think doing this goes a long way.
No, I'm super comfortable with this. Yeah. But you put me in a room full of even people I work with, I stick to my own little niche of people I know and very rarely step outside of it. Mm-hmm. Unless I have to. If I'm forced to at like an icebreaker or something. Which I hate, by the way. But then I usually I forgot to give you applause for your correct answer.
All right. My number 10 question is going to be stupid easy now because of our earlier conversation. Where was I on 9/11?
You were at Canon. Sorry. I didn't know you wrote a 9/11 question.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So overall,
yeah, I got deep. I got real deep.
We're taking out the so as it stands right now, Kevin got question number 1. You got question number 2. You did not get number 3. You got number 4. You did not get number 5. You did not get number 6. You got number 7. You got number 8. You got number 9. You got number 10. You got 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Very good. 70%.
There you go.
And how badly did I do?
Let's see. You missed the first one. You missed the second one. You missed the third one. No, you got the third one. You got number 3, which is the year I left Cox. Let's see.
I heard that completely different.
Amusement park. You didn't get favorite meal to cook. You didn't get the girl band thing. You got right. The Molly Hatchet question you got right. How many weddings you got in?
I got that one right.
An asterisk.
I got that one right.
Well, we're going to put an asterisk on it.
Okay.
And you people in the you know what? Definitely comment in the comments either on her page, my page, or YouTube, because you guys are going to settle that, and you'll find out next week what the
last time we asked them to settle a problem for us. Mm-hmm. How many weeks is a pregnancy? And I said every man who's had a kid will know that. None of them knew that, by the way.
Yeah.
We asked a lot of men who have children, and they all said 38, 36.
My friend Troy, who we've mentioned a few times because he's been our shout out several times, got 2 kids, and he said 30.
36. Well, 9 times 4. Everybody does the math and they get 36. All right. How many did we lose?
And then you got the number 10. So you got 5 out. You got 50%.
Were you counting the wedding one or no? So could I go up to 60% if the wedding one turns out to be? Okay. So not bad.
So, yeah.
Not bad. I knew you were going to beat me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I got to give it to him every now and then. You know what I'm saying? He muscled. He muscled a jazzy chair. My brother-in-law was nice enough to give us my mother-in-law's jazzy chair for my mom so she could go to the mall or to IKEA or places like that. And Kevin...
Those things aren't light.
By himself.
Those things aren't light. We're probably going to spend a couple $100 on a ramp. That's going to happen.
It's probably already happened.
Oh, is it? Okay.
No, not me. No, but once Mom gets an idea in her head,
it's pretty hard. Yeah. So we'll be posting a GoFundMe.
No, they're not that expensive.
No, they're not that bad.
But I would definitely buy one at the actual jazzy place than. It's one that's made for it, because the one you sent me from Amazon was like a suitcase ramp, and I don't think that's going to do it.
Okay.
But whatever.
Yeah.
We have yet to pick a TikTok video of the week. My TikToks have not been happy this week.
Yeah. Well, the one I did with the bear.
Oh, that's right. That's a good one.
You're going to see some bear stuff happening here in a second. It's good stuff. It was funny. Funny stuff.
Yeah. I discovered a new funny person on TikTok. Maybe I'll share it next week.
Okay.
But I follow a few different people on TikTok, and one of them is a family whose 3-year-old little girl has brain cancer. Yeah. And this week has been really, really rough to watch. And it's so funny how you get like so attached to these people that it's that, well, see, her story is horribly sad and heartbreaking. And then there's the other story of the man whose wife was pregnant and had COVID and went into the hospital, had the baby. The baby's fine, but she got very sick from COVID, where she was on a ventilator and on ECMO. And her doctors told him, you probably just need to put her in hospice because she's probably not going to come out of this. And she's coming out of it. They took her off ECMO. He said, no, I believe in miracles and I'm not going to,
There you go.
And so they've got her off ECMO, almost have her completely off the vent. Mm-hmm. She's communicating with them. And so I guess that side of it's been happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the funny videos, we'll show the bear funny video. That was cute.
Yeah, that was really good.
All right, you guys, have a great week. this week in September. The weather's cooling off.
Yeah.
Fall is coming. I keep getting the bonfire thing advertisement on my Facebook because somebody heard me talking about wanting to do bonfires, and then there
The
it
little
is.
one? Or...
No, it's like a smokeless bonfire thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I'll show it to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go, folks.
Y'all have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be